but I think it'd be better if we're doing that.
All right, so starting right now, we're going live in 3, 2, 1. All right, so I'm of the idea that we don't necessarily have to do like a hot open. Like we could do a cold open. You know, like for example, like I'm talking about SNL, being a watch dad like an SNL. SNL doesn't always start off saying, "Hey, live," and like that's comes in later. They banter, they joke.
That's a TV show. This is not.
It is. What's the difference? People will still watch us.
I mean, there's blueprints of what we're doing. I mean, I'm just talking about what would be better if you're watching something. What's better for you? If a show opens up, people just talking randomly, or just there's like an opening, an intro, and then shit starts.
It just depends, I guess, because I mean, I don't think Joe Rogan does like a hot intro every time. He kind of comes in cold. Joe Budden comes in cold and goes into it. A lot of it's just it's preference. Like you can there's not a one way that we can do it. I think that we have the flexibility to do however we want to do it. But if you want to lead with the hot open, get us going, homeboy.
Well, right now we don't have an intro video, so we have to do say something ourselves. If we had an intro video after the video, we could, I guess, started doing conversation right now.
We don't have to do anything. We can do whatever we want. That's the great thing about having. We don't have a boss. There's not a boss telling us you have to do anything.
I know, but you want to do it the best you can, right?
Absolutely, the best.
Right now, since there's no video, I feel like we should do the intro ourselves. If we had a video intro, there should be some sort of intro, I feel like.
Well, let's go. Let's hear it. Let's go. Get it started.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Smack in the Bank. Another brand spanking new episode. Fuck. Now I got distracted.
Put the pressure on you. It was performance anxiety. I've been there. Performance anxiety.
I just don't know what to say now.
I no longer feel performance anxiety. Like the people that I'm with, the person that I'm with, they know what to expect. She knows what to expect.
Welcome back to another brand spanking new episode of Smack and the Bank. Episode number 2, baby. We are back at it and we are doing it dirty. What up, cousin? What's going on?
What's going on, man? What's going on, man? We're just talking about performance anxiety. And it made me think about something. I never hear you talk about like your dating life. How's your dating life going?
This year, very, very non-existent. I haven't even been trying, to be honest with you. I've got like a bunch of Tinder type of things that I could make it happen, but like I don't put any effort into it. I mean, no, I've matched with some girls and I've been talking. They want to meet up and stuff, but I just haven't really like put any effort into it.
So you haven't been swiping right.
I have. I mean, I have matches. I've been talking to girls here and there. Like, I don't want to pull the trigger on anything.
So you in a COVID drought.
Yeah.
I'd imagine, like, I feel bad for anybody who's like single during this COVID time. You either got to like risk your life and go try to get some, or you just got to be like celibate.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of at the age, I guess, now where like I don't really care about casual sex as much anymore. Like I'm not just trying to get laid all the time like I used to be. So I'm not chasing it like that, like I used to be.
That happened for you early. How old are you now?
33.
That's early. That's early. 33, I was a hound.
Yeah.
I was a hound. I was a fool. 33, I was still doing some dumb shit. You got an old soul.
Yeah, I do. I've been hearing that since I was a kid.
That's actually a good thing. That means that long term, you're going to be more successful. Because if I would have just been as focused and locked in as you at your age, I'd fucking be like Jay-Z or something right now. At least Kevin Hart. 6'5" Kevin Hart. Imagine that. I don't think if Kevin Hart was 6'5", he'd actually be funny.
I've never actually seen him in person. I'm not sure how tall he actually is.
My theory is like when you're short like that, you have to be like really good at something to get the box, since we're not gonna say the pussy word. I have a feeling like when you're short like that, you actually gotta be like talented. Like a lot of these rappers, they talking all that shit. You meet them in person, like Ice Cube's 5'9". Like all these dudes are like little. Like if you wasn't rapping, you would not be getting none of that. You know what I mean? So that's my theory.
Oh man.
Trying to disprove my theory if you like, but most of these rappers, these tough guy rappers, talking all that stuff on records, little dudes, man, little dudes.
Yeah, but I guess it comes down to spitting game. Some people got the big mouths. They know how to spit the game, and I guess they know how to do other shit with it too.
I guess so. Yeah. Speaking of the game, what was that noise? What are you gonna say? Go ahead.
I was gonna say that last week we did our top 5 list, which was the sitcoms, right? Top 5 single multi-camera sitcoms, and you had mostly black sitcoms on your list, and I didn't have any. Like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air just barely made it off my list. So what I did is I made a list of just my favorite black sitcoms. So before we go on to the weekly top 5 segment, I'm just going to do like a personal top 5 list of my favorite black sitcoms.
Just so you know, you got negative feedback online about that. The black girls didn't like that.
Who? I didn't hear anything.
Oh, it was in the comments. This one black girl was like, "Yeah, that your co-host didn't have any black shows in his top 5. What the hell's wrong with them?" Like, I don't know, man. We'll put him up all game.
But here are my favorite black sitcoms. We got number 1, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I got number 2, Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Okay. All right.
Number 3, Living Single.
Okay. Ooh, big up. Big up.
Number 4, Steve Harvey Show.
Okay.
Number 5, The Parenthood.
Who's in The Parenthood?
What was his name? Robert Thompson? What was his name? The guy, Meteor Man.
Oh, Robert Townsend. Okay.
Robert Townsend.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
And 6, 7, and 8 would have been Family Matters, Jamie Foxx Show, Keenan and Kel, shit! That was not my bad. I read it wrong. That was not the right. It was Fresh Prince, Family Matters, Wayne's Brothers, Jamie Foxx Show, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Shit, I read the wrong order.
Okay. All right. So you didn't go back and watch Sanford and Son?
Nah.
Okay. You got it. You haven't seen The Jeffersons? Or What's Happening? Or okay.
Those are too old for me. I got it.
Oh, you know what though? What I should have put on my list, I thought about now. Three's Company.
And that was that almost made that would have been in my top 10 if we did a top 10 last week.
Well, that's the same age as the other shows, man. I think you got a bias against black sitcoms. Same age.
The only old sitcoms I watched that were on TV Land were Three's Company and All in the Family. And
go ahead.
And sometimes Facts of Life.
Take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and then you have the facts of life. The facts of life. Nah, but what I was gonna say is, speaking of shows you couldn't do today, imagine them trying to do a Three's Company today, where you have these 3 people that are roommates, and then the landlord is so nosy that he wants to know, why would 2 females be roommates with 1 man? I can't have that in my apartment building. So their solution to that problem is for the man to pretend he's gay. So the whole show consists of Jack Tripper being a stone cold tomcat out there at the Regal Beagle pulling the honeys because he's funny. Then he has to come home and pretend to be gay. Pitch that now to ABC.
Dude, how did that show happen? That's crazy, right?
Yeah, man.
I remember watching the made-for-TV movie about that show.
Oh, I didn't know there was one, but that's worth a watch there.
There's a lot of drama behind it.
I wouldn't doubt it. You had 3 divas. You had Suzanne Summers. You had a lot. You had a lot going on. A lot going on. Great cast, though. It was a great cast.
John Ritter.
Mr. Roper. Yeah, John Ritter. Mr. Roper. What's Mr. Roper's middle name? Was it Don Knotts?
Yeah, Don Knotts.
Or was that Mr. Furley?
No, that's Furley, yeah. I think. I don't remember though.
Yeah. But, I mean, Mr. Furley, what?
I haven't seen that show in like 20 years.
Dude, if you think about like funniest characters of all time, we put Al Bundy up there, right? Mr. Furley's got to be up there. Like Urkel, Mr. Furley. That's a great character. And just a quick segue. There was a funny meme somebody tagged me, Latoya. Shout out to Latoya. She tagged me in this meme. It was like, there's a song called, there's some drama, run a song called, Cardi B's new song was called Wet Ass Pussy, right? And she goes, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got that ring. And then Meg Thee Stallion comes in, whatever she does. But somebody's like, the original, I don't cook, I don't clean, but I got that ring. And it's a picture of Peg Bundy. Did you hear that? Did you catch that?
I missed that last part. What was that? I just caught the Peg Bundy part. My bad.
Cardi B is like the champion of I don't cook or clean. But let me tell you, I got that ring. Basically saying she's got bomb ass pussy, wet ass pussy. But Peg Bundy, there's a meme of the original I don't cook, I don't clean. But let me tell you, I got that ring. And they're saying the original and it's Peg Bundy. Like, yeah, Peg Bundy didn't cook, didn't clean, but yeah, she got Al.
Respect.
So Peg Bundy's the original WAP, wet ass pussy. But then
is that what WAP stands for? What?
Yeah, WAP, wet ass pussy. It's so funny. We're saying the word pussy a lot, even though in pre-production we're like, yeah, we're not going to use that word. That word turns people off. Sorry, people. I'm sorry, people. I'm off script. But this is kind of just the way this show is kind of happening. Like, wet ass pussy is the topic right now, which brings me to my first topic of the day.
All right, so let's get into this week's top 5 list, where we're doing top 5 favorite gangster movies. You got yours ready?
Well, when I went over this, I think you and I both agreed that this is an impossible list to do. It's an impossible list to do because realistically, if you're gonna do top 5 gangster list, and let me speak for every single human being on the face of this planet. Your top 5 gangster movies, let me give you 3 of them, okay? You got Godfather 2, you got Scarface, you got Goodfellas, you got those Godfather 1 in there some type of way, right? You're already at 4, and you haven't even put any mental energy into actually creating this list. So what we are going to do for the purposes of this top 5 list is we're going to eliminate all the Godfathers and Scarface because we already know that those are dope, and also Goodfellas because we also know that those are the GOATs. Slot them however you want to. Those are the GOATs. Taking those out, I will go with number 5. And this is almost a cheat because you could almost eliminate this one. But I will, for the purposes of this, go with my number 5 movie of all time. Gangster movie.
No.
I
was saying, let's stop at the bottom of the list. Work to number 1.
Yeah, number 5.
Okay, my bad. All right.
Get you a hair name. Number 5 is Carlito's Way.
Okay. I've seen that movie one time, but it's a great one, and it's a very memorable movie for me. Benny Blanco from the Bronx, baby.
Benny Blanco from the Bronx. I like when Al Pacino was addressing John Leguizamo because you think you like me? You ain't like me. Who you been with? I've been with many people, connected people. You know what I mean? There's something to be said for that gangster who used to be part of the wish a nigga would type of situation, but now he's just trying to go into his life and be Like, don't make me show you who I really am, who I really was, because I'm trying to be a better person right now. You know what I'm saying? And that was like, to me, probably the best example we've seen cinematically of that guy who's trying to leave that past life behind him so that he can live a good life going forward. So yeah, Carlito's Way. Oh man. And honestly, you could push this to number one, to be honest with you. There's so many good gangster movies. But for me, Carlito's Way, number 5, bro.
My number 5 is A Bronx Tale. Bobby De Niro, baby. Bobby D. It's one of the most memorable movies from my childhood, actually. And I haven't. It's another movie I haven't seen in a long time, but like it sticks to me and it makes my list as number 5.
What is it about? I've seen it when I was younger. I don't remember much about it. What is Bronx Tale about?
It's about this kid who grows up in the Bronx. He starts sort of getting mentored by a mobster played by Chaz Palminteri, and Robert De Niro is the kid's dad. So Robert De Niro and Chaz sort of have like a little feud going on or something. But yeah, it's they're both fighting over sort of the kid's love. Sort of, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's a really good mob movie.
Isn't it crazy that when you talk about gangster movies, all-time gangster movies, and you eliminate the Goodfellas, Godfathers, and Scarface, my number 5 still has Al Pacino in it, and your number 5 has Robert De Niro in it. Like, these guys are just so genre-defining that even if you just take out their marvels of work, they're still finding a way onto this list. It's amazing. Just shout out to Al Pacino. Shout out to Robert De Niro. I don't know if they get their flowers, but let's give them their flowers.
Al P, Bobby D. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is American Gangster. And I heard you say earlier today that you weren't a big fan of that movie. When I first watched it, I wasn't that big of a fan of it. I watched it and I just didn't really remember much of it. I went back and rewatched it earlier this year. And Denzel Washington, that's a great performance. You might want to go back and give that one another watch because Denzel Washington is on his A game. The writing is actually pretty crisp. You got Russell Crowe in there. You're on location in Vietnam. You're in New York. You got Bumpy John. There's a lot of truth to the story. It's told with the correct pacing. The soundtrack is on point.
I think Frank Lucas, the guy it's based on, said it's largely bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm saying that we know the story. I mean, it's not exactly how it went down, but I'm saying there's a lot of characters who we've been introduced to in the past that we're getting to see again now. So I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it a lot the second time around, the third time around, more than I did the first time. So it's one I would suggest you go back and watch.
My number 4. We just talked about it. Carlito's Way.
Solid.
Had to make the list. Had to make the list.
Yeah,
All right, let's go straight to your number 3.
My number 3 movie is a movie that is not on your list because you haven't seen it. But if you listen to Notorious B.I.G., you know the name Frank White. You just don't know who Frank White is. You just heard he bobbed your head to it and kept on going. See, that's the thing with you youngsters today. You just hear some shit, you don't do your research. Frank White, man. Frank White is Christopher Walken in The King of New York. The King of New York. Yo, you got to see this movie, bro. Have you seen it? Let me not assume. I'm making an assumption.
Is that Wesley Snipes?
I believe Wesley Snipes is in it, but it's Lawrence Fishburne.
I might have seen it.
Okay, The King of New York is about this white dude, Christopher Walken. He gets out of jail, and he's like the only white dude, and his whole crew is brothers, all black dudes. And he's got a way of doing business, and he's the one that says, I believe it's him that says that if a dime bag gets sold in the borough of Brooklyn, I want it. Like, he's basically demanding everybody come pay a fealty to him because he's the king. And it's just the cast is tremendous. Christopher Walken is one of he's like so awkward and weird and cringy and like I don't know. He's one of my favorite guys. Like on screen, never disappoints me. Love Christopher Walken. This is maybe his best performance. Good little script. Nice cast. Highly recommend if you ain't up on that one. King of New York, bro.
I
With
love
the bullet.
I love Christopher Walken. He's in my second favorite movie scene of all time, which is in True Romance.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And my number 3 on the list is The Departed. Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Martin Sheen, all-star cast. Great movie, man. Great movie.
You know what? With that movie, for me, like you said, all-star cast. Wasn't it De Palma? Who directed that?
Marty Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese. I knew it was one of the greats, right? And I had such high expectations for it. And it just came under my expectations. I got to go back and give that one a rewatch. Because again, there's not much I can say that I didn't like about it. I just wasn't blown away by it. But I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that one. We'll go back and rewatch.
I saw it in theaters. I liked it so much. I came home, I downloaded it, and I watched it again.
Yeah, I watched it. I might have watched it twice, but I think I got to watch it in a different headspace like now.
Yeah, man. And DiCaprio's like my all-time favorite actor, number 1 on my list.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're from the same neighborhood, we went to the same schools and stuff, has something to do with it too, I guess.
You guys from the same neighborhood? Where are you from? What neighborhood is this?
East Hollywood, Los Feliz area of Los Angeles.
Okay, and that's where Leo's from.
Yeah. We went to the same high school.
Is that right?
Yeah. We'll move on to number 2 on your list. What do you got?
Number 2 on my list? Man. Number 2 on my list is like one of those like coming of age stories for me. Like when this movie came out, it had everybody where I was from wearing Dickies, wife beaters, man, menace to society, man. Old Dog was one of those characters, man. He was off the chain, he was off the grip, he was young, black, and didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like it had everything. I mean, MC Gabe was in there, Chia, you know what I mean? We had like Kane, man, found out years later that Samuel Jackson was in that movie, man. Before I even knew who Samuel Jackson was. What are you doing over here? What are you doing, sir? You're distracting me right now. If you can't do
the character from that movie with the braids, he's always standing like this. He never stands still.
Oh, dog. Okay. All right. If you're just watching, if you're just listening on Spotify and audio, yeah, Gabe is up there showing me his best impersonation of a Crip.
He's not. He stands in the same position, but he's not standing still. He's constantly moving. It's funny.
Yeah. But you know, it's you know, a lot of these black gangster films, they all have the same plot. They do like the over voice of everything and everything. But we had Jada Pinkett, Samuel Jackson, Lorenz Tate, MC8. You had Snoop. No, not Snoop. Too Short is in that motherfucker. Too Short's in that movie, bro. You had I believe MC Pooh. You had a lot of MCs in there. Now, fun fact about this movie, it would have been even better. However, one Tupac Shakur got into an argument with the Hughes brothers during the filming of this movie and was actually kicked off the set and did not get to be in the movie. But he was supposed to be in that movie. So as great as this movie was, it could have been even better if we would have got Tupac Shakur in this movie. But yeah, Menace to Society, for me, it's number 2.
I should mention, I'm just speaking of the Hughes brothers, they're part black, part Armenian. Did you know that?
A fun Armenian fact. We got to get like a little thing, a bell that goes ding. And you tell me of like a fun Armenian fact. I did not know that. No, they're half Armenian.
Yeah.
Really?
Their mom's Armenian. Their dad's African American.
Really?
Yep.
That is an interesting fact. All right.
Yeah.
The Black and Armenian love is real, y'all. It's real.
It's out there. A lot of connections. Number 2 on my list, another DiCaprio movie. We got The Departed. No, I mean Gangs of New York. My bad. Gangs of New York. DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis. Dude, I love that movie so much.
You just stole my thunder. That was my number 1 movie. Yeah, that's number 1. That's my number 1. You just stole my thunder.
Gangs of New York.
I've been sitting here just like the all you can. I was ready to hit you with the all you can. Like, oh man, that was gonna be my spinning corkscrew uppercut on your ass, and you got that movie number 2. Man, I'll go you one further. Gangs of New York is not only my favorite gangster movie, it's in my top 5 movies of all time, and at times I feel like it's my favorite movie of all time because Bill the Butcher, like everything he says is a quotable. Everything he says is a quotable. Like the way he is, he's just a hardcore, like a old school cocksucker. You know what I mean? Like,
such a good movie.
It's so good. You know, that movie is actually very interesting because it addresses a lot of things we have going on today. It's like right now we talk about politics. On this show, we're going to avoid politics. But one thing I'm going to say is that we kind of find ourselves at this place where everybody's polarized, right? And we look at like, oh man, things have never been this polarized. Bullshit. Things have been this polarized before. Back then, the Irish were the niggers, right? You know, you don't need to apply if you're what is it? I don't know if you're Irish or whatever the fuck they would call the Irish people back then. But one scene that I loved is when, and you're gonna have to help me fill in the blanks here, but I do believe that the Butcher was uniting the gangs, and like they basically brought up the police. Then they were gonna go outside of the city and they were gonna go fuck with the rich people. And I remember the rich people just being very confident. Like one thing about the poor is you could always hire one half of them to kill the other half. You know what I mean? It kind of just reminds me where we're at right now. We're all at each other's throats, but who's really sitting up top and benefiting? I do believe that the people up top benefit when the people below are not united, right? And in this movie, it does address that head on. I don't know if people caught that, but to me, that's a really important theme of that movie is that united these gangs had the ability to make a big change in the society they lived in. So it wasn't just all mindless violence. It was there was an underlying theme there that was actually really powerful.
I can't wait to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in a while.
I may rewatch it as soon as we finish recording this.
We should have a viewing party like every once in a while. Have you ever done that?
I've never done it.
Yeah, it's like a new feature. We should do it with some of our viewers and stuff. Like schedule a movie, all of us watch it at the same time.
That'd be fun. I'd be down for that. So how do you do it? So do you stream it onto Facebook, or is everybody just watching it at the same time on their own TV, or?
It's Amazon Prime, I think.
Is it Amazon Prime?
Yeah, you schedule it on there. Everyone has to have Amazon Prime.
Is that what it is? All right.
Yeah.
So if you buy it, then everybody can watch it.
I don't think you buy it. If the video is free, I think everyone just joins the watch party and just watches it at the same time.
That's a good idea. I think we should actually start a Facebook group for this show, and then the people that follow the show, they can follow along on Facebook. And because I'm part of a group right now, believe it or not, the group that I'm in, when I started with this group, it's called the Extraordinary Journey of a Black Nerd Group. When I joined this group, there was about 11,000 people. We have over 220,000 people in this group. So they do watch parties. They just kind of share different reviews of products, movies, a lot of nerd shit, you know what I mean? But that'd be kind of cool to get like a watch party going with some of our friends, some of our people that fuck with our show. I like that.
Respect. All right, let me do number 1 on my list, and we'll wrap this up. You'll never guess this one. It's a 1954 movie, so I'm going back. Marlon Brando's On the Waterfront. You ever seen it?
I'm 6'5", but you just went over my head.
On the Waterfront. It's a dope ass gangster movie. Earlier, I mentioned my second favorite scene of all time is from True Romance. My first favorite scene of all time is from On the Waterfront, the taxi cab scene with Brian Doe and his brother. If anyone hasn't seen that movie, I highly recommend it. Such a great movie. And I normally don't even watch or like classic movies that much, and I give this one a shot. It was awesome.
You know what gangster movie I would have liked to put on here?
Hmm.
It is Angels with Dirty Faces.
Oh, Home Alone.
Ah, damn! How did you get that? How
I
the fuck
know,
did you get that?
I know my shit.
That is a fucking obscure reference, and you got that. I had to Google it myself. But okay, so around, like I said, I like Christmas more than most. As you can see, got my Santa Claus on the back of my shit. You know what I mean? I'm over here doing my thing. Got my Christmas hat, got my Christmas tree, got my whole house decked out. Like, I fucking love Christmas. So last night we did family movie night and we watched Home Alone 2. We got hot chocolate, we baked cookies, did the whole thing, and everybody got together, had the fireplace roasted. It was just good family time. You know what I mean? But as we're watching the Home Alone, that movie comes on. Because I'm gonna give you to the count of 3 to get your ugly something mug out of my rough before I pump you full of lead. And as we're watching it, my son is like, "Hey, Papa, is that a real movie?" And I'm like, "Nah, man, it's not. But it took me 20 years to realize."
Yeah.
Angels with Dirty Faces. That guy was like, "I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 before I pump your guts full of lead. 1, 2, 10." That guy was so hilarious, so gangster, right? That would have been a great movie. Somebody's gonna go back and like finish that up because great content, man.
create that movie.
Somebody's gonna go back and recreate that, right? But my son is so smart that he realized, like, that seems kind of crazy. Is that a real movie? I swear to God, when I watched that movie the first 10 times, I thought it was just him quoting like an old gangster flick. I didn't realize that was it was a fake, fictitious movie until I decided to look it up one day.
Well, I just assumed it was a real movie he was watching in the movie, but
Oh, so you did too. So I'm not alone.
yeah,
All right. All right.
everyone did. I think it came to light recently with the internet and like YouTube videos and stuff, where it became known that it's fiction.
So this is the thing. My son is 6, and he figured it out like the first time he watched it. And I laughed at myself, like, yeah, I said, it took me 20 years to figure that out. And he just figured it out like he's watching it live. Like, all right, man.
To tell you the truth, I don't think I even gave it a second thought.
That's my point. Is that me either? I just accept like this is just a real movie, but my son did it. That's why I'm laughing. It's like he figured out in 30 seconds what it took me 20 years to even ponder.
He's thinking about the movie. When I was a kid, I was just thinking about cheese pizza.
Hey, man, these kids today, man, they're on another level, man.
Yeah.
That was a good top 5. I like that. That was a good top 5.
Yeah, solid list. We'll do a Christmas list maybe next week or the week after.
Week.
Yeah. Has Halle Berry been in the news lately? You were mentioning her when we were talking earlier.
Well, Halle Berry is in the news because there's a podcast going on. I don't remember the name of the podcast, but it's like 3 Black women, and they were bringing up Halle Berry, and one of those women on that show said basically Halle Berry's pussy is trash. That was her words, not mine.
How old is she now?
She's probably about 50 something.
54. 54.
So
Yeah.
I have theories. I have theories about Halle Berry's box. I look at it like it's like if you're Halle Berry, you're like one of the most beautiful women in the world. And she's kind of just been passed around from person to person, like non-distinctly. Like she's never, to me, really had like, she's never been part of like a Bennifer. You know what I mean? Like Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, or Ben Affleck and Jennifer, not Jennifer, that he was with. She's never been part of one of those, right? It's like, what could be the problem? Why is it that nobody goes like batshit crazy over Halle Berry? Because she's beautiful, she's successful, she's talented, she's rich, she's well known. But nobody, like when she goes, they all just kind of go quietly. Like I've had girlfriends who've had me like showing up at the house in my boxer shorts at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm over here trying to figure out the password to her voicemail, doing all kind of crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell was I thinking? I was under the spell. I don't think Halle Berry gets people under the spell. So I think she's got, they said she has trash pussy. I am prone to believe that is the case.
Who has she been with?
Who has she been with? Nobody. That's kind of my point. Like, who has Halle Berry?
Because I think it's more likely that she's getting rid of these guys. Like who's going to be good enough for Halle Berry?
Who's going to be good enough for Halle Berry?
Her ego is probably through the roof. She thinks probably no one's good enough for her. She gets rid of him after, I don't know, a short stint.
I mean, she's dating a nobody right now. I think it's the other way around. I mean, again, and this was on somebody's podcast, so it has to be true. But they said that men have said that she's got a trash pussy. And she's got has she been married? 70 kids?
No idea.
We're going to have to do a deep dive on Halle Berry. We're going to have to do a deep dive. We're going to have to figure out. Because I'm of the belief that Khloe Kardashian, also got a trash box. Because she's dating all of these guys and nobody wants to stay. They're all there and then they're gone. Right? I think she's got the trash. Now I think that I hate to even talk about Kyrie, you know, she's too young to even talk about. But anyway, my point is that there are some people out there that I wonder about the box. And is the box magical? Is it mythical? Or is it trash? And I got to think Halle Berry, trash side. Khloe Kardashian, trash side. Ariana Grande?
I think there are more important things I play than the box. Because if the box is good, but like she's batshit crazy, you're not going to stay, right? And Halle Berry, let's be real. She's most likely batshit crazy, right?
How good of a box are we talking about, Gabe Killian? What are we talking about?
I as good as it could possibly be. I wouldn't marry a chick and have kids with someone who's like batshit crazy. Because you got to think about the mother she's going to be.
What's your brain? Listen. What's really doing the thinking for a young man? Okay. What we know what does the thinking. So no. I'm sorry. All women are crazy. Sorry. Get me for it. They're all crazy. They're all crazy.
I agree with that. There's crazy and there's bad shit crazy. Like,
and most of the batshit crazy women
are good in bed.
Spoiler alert. Are good in bed. Spoiler alert. All right. So you don't stop dating them because they're too crazy. Sometimes they're just crazy takes over. You just ride it. It's like a wild Bronco, and you hang in it as long as you can. And you know, at some point in time, this girl's gonna get sick of my ass. She's gonna get sick of it because it is what it is. Clearly, it's not going anywhere. And I'm just hanging in there because she's got this magical box. You know what I mean? Like the sex is that good. I can't leave. I should leave. She might stab me one day. She's gonna show up at my house and slash the. But no man leaves a woman because she's crazy. It just doesn't happen. I'm sorry. It's not the way. We're not equipped to do it. If you are, if you have, then more props to you. More props to you. But you're gonna tell me that you've got this girl who's batshit crazy. She's into you. She's got the mythical box. And you went out with your boys. You got at the bar. It wasn't a successful night. So you head home and you're sitting there alone in your bed. And you're not gonna flip your phone on and hit the text and say, You up? Question mark. WID? What you doing? It's not gonna happen.
That's why you keep her as a side thing.
That's what I'm saying. You never get rid of them. That's what I'm saying. They stay around and stay around and stay around. But I'm just saying,
side squeeze, not a main squeeze.
Yeah, but they're not gonna accept. Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, who has? I'm saying about Halle Berry, like, yo, and also I'm gonna say this: when the woman is just that bad, she's that fine, whatever, she can lock you down. Like, yo, if you still want this, wop, wop, wop. You gotta put a ring on it, like Beyonce did with Jay-Z. She locked him down. She let it be known. Cardi B got Offset. Jennifer Lopez done been married like 3 times. And I have to wonder, like, Jennifer Lopez is one where I think, like, she just might be too crazy. I'm sure she's got the WAP. But I think that she's just so crazy that Ben Affleck's like, yo, fuck, I really want to continue this, but I can't. I just can't do it. Can't do it. Give me Jennifer Garner. I need something a little bit less WAP. I need something a little, you know, I mean, you got to go with the super WAP. Go with the moderate WAP. That's what I'm saying. And I think Halle Berry ain't got that WAP. I think she's trash. I think on the WAP list, I put J-Lo there. She's had like Diddy and Ben Affleck. She's got like A-listers. Look at Ariana Grande. Like, she's got, gosh damn it. I chickened out on my joke.
Try again.
It's not even funny. It was a Mac Miller joke. It's not funny. I'm not gonna go there. I'm just.
All right. Well,
it's the first time I'm chickened out of the joke, man. Oh, I'm a coward. Oh. Halle Berry dated Kevin Costner.
What?
Trash. You know what? She dated David Justice. Trash. Eric Benet. Who the fuck is this guy? Who is these? Kevin Costner? You know she's trash. If she dated Kevin Costner, she's trash, dog. Come on. Kevin, bodyguard? Let me ask you this. You're hiring bodyguards. Who's at the top of your list? Is it Kevin Costner, who's like 5'6", 150 pounds? That's who you're hiring as a bodyguard? Fuck no.
You gotta think she was pretending to be Whitney Houston or some shit, right? She's like, Whitney got this. I gotta try it out. I don't know.
Yeah. She dated Shamar Moore, who's gay.
What?
Billy Bob Thornton. Now, Billy Bob Thornton, man.
I didn't know they were together, but when I think of Halle Berry, the first thing I think of is the sex scene with Billy Bob Thornton in Monsters Ball. That was a crazy ass sex scene.
It was. It's like she got an Oscar for that, didn't she?
I've spanked to that.
Yo, take.
I've spanked to that scene multiple times. Young teenage Gabe went to town on that scene countless times.
This is what black women got to do in that town for an Oscar. Hey, yo, bend over and let this old white dude blow you up from the back. Take them back shots. Rumor has it he really entered her too. That's the rumor. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know.
That's the rumor. It got her an Oscar, if I'm not mistaken, or at least a nomination. But that's what black women got to do for an Oscar. Gosh damn that town. Another news, Shia LaBeouf.
Oh shit, yeah, it's similar topic, right?
Shia LaBeouf is being accused by his ex-girlfriends of being a naughty boy. What did they say he did? What are the exact terms they're using? I don't know. I feel so sleazy when I read like these accusations. It's like, I feel bad. Now, one, if he really did any type of assault or whatever, I don't feel bad for anybody. I mean, I don't feel bad for the guy if he's being accused of assault. But I just feel bad that in a post breakup with somebody, the other party starts trashing their name. It's like, and once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Like, guilty or not, you can't unhear anything you've ever heard about anybody. Kobe Bryant, he was accused of what was he accused of? It was a sexual assault, whatever it was, in Colorado or whatever. Ben Roethlisberger's been accused of rape 3 times. Don't know if that's true or not. Never been charged with anything, but I can't unhear it.
Have you ever been on the receiving end of anything negative like that?
No, not really. You know what I mean? Nothing where. Oh, no. Bad. People saying I was mean after we broke up, because that's what I feel like with the Shia Labeouf thing is that he was mean while we were together. Like some of the accusations about Shia LaBeouf were that he wouldn't let me wear clothes when it was time to go to bed. To me, that's just a pimp shit. Like, I don't let my bitches get in the bed with clothes on.
That's some pimp shit, huh?
That's pimp shit. You can't say, okay, hop in the bed, and then a year later, you were with them a year and a half or 2-3 years. You're like, when we were together, he made me go to bed naked. You could have said no and put a nightgown on. But how is that bad on him that he told you what he wants and then you did it? I don't get that type of backlash. To me, it sounds like Shia LaBeouf's a pimp. That's what it sounds like. That's what that sounds like to me. That doesn't sound like I can sue you for that.
What else they've been seeing?
I'd have to look at it. And again, I hate, I kind of feel like some of these things are like greasy. And one thing she also said was that he slept with a loaded gun next to the bed and that she was afraid to go to the bathroom because she was afraid that he'd wake up and shoot her.
Stupid.
It's just a ridiculous, like, well, okay. I have a house that's not that big. It's bigger than the house I used to have. It's not that big. But we got 3 bathrooms. So if I was worried about my girl shooting me in the sleep, then I would go down the hallway to the bathroom there or go downstairs to the bathroom there and use that bathroom. It just seems like there's ways around these complaints. He wouldn't let me look at other men. Listen, you were with her for a long time. Don't do it. And then there's another person that came out and started saying similar type of thing. So it's like, Shia LaBeouf, him shit outside of any type of terms of him actually being physically abusive.
You know what's going on here? He dumped them. They're heartbroken. They don't know what to do, so they're doing the only thing they could think of, which is try to hurt him any way they can by making up some bullshit.
Can you imagine, like, as a man, like we break up with our girl or our girl breaks up with us and then we sue? I'm suing. Sexual battery.
What's that?
I'm saying, can you imagine that a man does this? You're in your relationship, and now you just sue your ex-girlfriend for being a bitch. I would be out at the bar with my boys, and she would continually harass me with text message asking me where I'm at. Now I'm suing.
I wish that happened.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about here, man? Like, I just feel like this is like not gender specific. If you are no longer in a relationship with somebody, I do honestly believe it is most healthy that you just exit said relationship. You do not linger on said relationship. You do not spend time thinking about how unfair or how unhappy or anything that was going on in said relationship. You just completely move forward with your life. And I do think that's the healthiest way to move on and to actually to do something good for yourself. I think it's bad for you to no longer be with somebody and still allow that person to have power over your current feelings and emotions. Now, that's smack being real, legit, and down to earth. Don't understand lawsuits. Don't understand publicly trashing somebody when you're out of that relationship, because what does that even do for you? I don't see how that's healthy for you being the person who was allegedly the target of said abuse. Don't get it. Trying to think, who's the other girl? Oh, ooh, this other girl's not very good looking. There was another one. Sia. Who's Sia? Do you know who Sia is?
Nope. No clue.
Well, she says similar stuff to FKA Twigs. She's not very attractive. Oh man, what was Shia thinking? Oh, by the way, you said you know Shia.
Well, not really, but back when we were in high school, we would like do like freestyle rap battles and shit.
Is he a good rapper? I've seen him rap.
Yeah, but I caught him biting lines. Yeah,
He's a biter.
he was biting Royce the 5'9" lines.
So who won the battle? You or him?
Come on, dog. Come on. Come on.
You hit him with the hot fire. You hit him with the hot fire. You hit him with the hot fire.
Yeah, forget about it. For like a month or a couple months, every day I'll stop every day. We were going back and forth on each other's MySpace accounts.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah.
We got to find some of that content and bring it to the pod. Let's bring that content to the pod.
I miss MySpace, man. It was better than Facebook.
It was a lot better. I didn't know he was actually married.
He's married?
He was married to Sia.
Damn.
I don't even know who Sia is. Who is Sia? Anyway, let's move on. That's all I got. Hey, Shia LaBeouf, Halle Berry, box trash. Now,
you were telling me about Jay-Z getting in the Wii game. Like, where's he growing? In Cali?
I don't know that he's actually growing, but he's invested in a company known as Monogram. Now, the marijuana industry is one of the bigger developments, I think, of the last 5 years. It was a space where a lot of people of color actually, were going to jail for growing, cultivating, marketing, selling of a plant not unlike a tobacco plant, a plant that people of all different backgrounds love to partake in, but it was criminalized. It was actually a felony to be caught selling marijuana. Now it's a $1 billion industry, and I've got my legal business set up. But yeah, Jay-Z's partnering with the brand Caliva. You know Caliva? Are you familiar with them?
What is it?
He's partnering with the cannabis brand by the name of Caliva to create his own line. It's called Monogram.
Caliva. I don't think I know it.
Okay, it's one of the bigger brands in California, at least, that I can speak of. But yeah, he's actually going to have his own line. It's going to be called Monogram. It's supposed to be the highest of high of Chiba. It's like you've seen half baked. I would like a pound of your finest Chiba.
Where's it going to be though?
Well, from what I understand of it, was that?
Where are they going to sell it?
Well, Caliva, they're here in California, and Left Coast Ventures is the parent company. What we do know so far is there's not a lot of details out. We just know that they're going to have $40 pre-rolls and a $50 hand roll made with a proprietary roll technique, allowing the flower to burn slowly and evenly for multiple sessions. Come on, man. Here's the thing. One thing I say about this: anything Jay-Z touches turns to gold. But you can't tell me that you're gonna roll a blunt in a way with some new technology that allows it to burn evenly for multiple sessions. Jay-Z, you're not a weed head. The weed heads have been out here figuring out the best way to roll weed for decades, if not centuries. So I don't believe that Jay-Z is going to come in and find a more efficient way to roll a fucking blunt. Not going to happen. Now, I want to see, who he partners with. See, on the weekend, you can't trick me. You might be able to trick them niggas in New York because they got trash ass weed. They've been smoking twigs and sticks for decades. They just now started getting some of that good shit. So out there, you can probably trick them niggas. But out here in Northern California, we are the source, homie. We are the hub. It ain't shit Jay-Z can do in this game that I ain't seen. I can tell you this, Monogram ain't gonna be better than Powers Up. You ain't coming with something better than Gary Payton, bro. You don't just make Gary Payton the first time out. You can't buy it. You can't buy the formula to success, man. You got to be out there with your heart. You got to put your heart, sweat equity.
But so are they going to be in Cali though?
That is, from what I understand, yes. That is what I believe. Those companies are in California.
I guess we'll do a review on it once it's out.
I'm down for that. Let's do it. I mean, for research purposes only. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, so what is next time we come in here? We're going to talk about music. We got to kind of, because I feel like I'm getting to know you better for some of these top 5 lists. Really cool that we both had Gangster New York in the top 2 gangster flicks of all time, and we kind of have the top 4. But right this last Friday, Kid Cudi dropped "The Man on the Moon" Part 3. Oh man, I'm on a motherfucking cloud, bro. Like, it's a classic album. It's classic Kid Cudi. I like when guys stick to what they do best. Like a Too Short comes out and he's gonna say "bitch," you know what I mean? He's gonna talk that shit, that Bay Area shit. Same with E40. Snoop's gonna go out there and talk about what he talk about. You know, that Crip shit. You know what I mean? I like when guys stay in their lane, and Kid Cudi stays in his lane, bro. He's giving you like that good, emotional, open, and honest. He's rapping a little bit. He's singing. He's harmonizing. To me, he is the father of the sound of today. You know what I mean? Where it's more harmonizing than it is just killing you with bars. But yeah, if you are a music lover, and I'm not sure if you've ever listened to Kid Cudi. Have you heard of Kid Cudi before? You ever listened to him?
I've heard some of his songs. I mostly know him from the show How to Make It in America. You ever seen that show?
I watched 1 or 2 episodes.
I like that show.
Got to get back on it. But musically, like, I've been to a lot of concerts. I've never been to a concert better than the Kid Cudi concert. He sounds exactly the way he sounds on the record, live. You know what I mean? And just, to me, the best artist in the world right now, Kid Cudi. There's some close seconds, but it's Cudi. It's Cudi for me.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi Hive, where you at?
I'm not really too familiar with the current hip hop artists. I gotta get back into it, or just in any genre really. Like I don't know the best current bands and all that stuff. What's his favorite? Who are his favorite artists?
Tiger, who's your favorite artist?
Kid Cudi.
You like Kid Cudi?
Mm-hmm.
Who else you like?
What's his name again? Drake.
You like Drake?
Mm-hmm.
Who else you like?
I like Little Yachty because he made the Teen Titans song.
You like Little Yachty? He made the Teen Titans song. What about some old school guys? Who's an old school guy?
Tupac.
You like Tupac?
Yeah.
Okay. Who else you like?
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
What about Nate?
And DMX.
And DMX?
Yeah.
That's a good list, man. This kid knows. I mean, unrehearsed, the kid comes in and lets you know, man.
Solid. He's got to hear.
One more guy. No, give me one more guy right now that you like. What's your favorite song right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
What's it? Oh,
How does it go?
Voy a caca, pistola blanca, yeah, rockstar. This night down, there's a car.
The Baby.
Yeah, The Baby.
Okay, all right. Thank you,
Dr. Dre, the next episode.
There you go. He's got into
The Chronic, 2001.
He likes some of that radio shit too, but yeah, I'm raising him right. He's gonna respect the old school.
Respect.
So who do you listen to? Do you listen to music right now?
I don't listen to many current artists. I listen to most like older artists, from like a decade.
Man. Yeah, I feel it. So who do you listen to though? Like out of the people from a decade ago?
Give me a genre.
Tell me, if you're gonna throw on Apple Music and listen to some music, what are you listening to?
It depends what I'm in the mood for, but like I would name artists you're probably not familiar with, like Elliott Smith, Jeff Buckley, guys like that. As far as bands go, I like Nirvana, System of a Down, AC/DC, Tool, Guns N' Roses, The Cure, as far as hip hop goes, Nate Dogg, Cannabis, Eminem, Dre, Chino XL, Faro Monch, uh, Big L, Too Short.
You're kind of all over the place with your tasting because you're naming like lyrical miracle dudes, you're naming LA based dudes, Bay Area dudes. So you kind of eclectic.
I like quality.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the genre. Because
Yeah.
okay, like Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, one of my favorite bands of all time. That Nirvana album with the baby chasing the dollar in the water, that's amazing. That's one of the greatest albums. The acapella version of that, not the acapella, but the live version, the unplugged version. Oh man, I could listen to that anytime. Many a night I've spent smoking, listening to that album. The one thing you're missing is Sublime. You don't have Sublime on there, so that's the only problem I have with your list there.
I like them, but they have like a unique sound, man.
That ska, yeah.
I gotta be like smoking weed and in the mood for that specific thing. But yeah, I like them.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
the first couple of people you named sound like set directors. I have no clue who those people were, but once you got into it, like, all right.
Yeah, they're like singer-songwriters.
Okay,
like
yeah.
Guys with a guitar and shit.
I was thinking he gonna say, I'm gonna know these people, and you started naming them like I have no clue who these people are.
Yeah, I think you're not gonna know.
Well,
right?
I consider myself to be an eclectic guy. I've got a diverse musical taste, man.
Yeah, but they're like indie singer-songwriters. I doubt you listen to, but you might if you have like an open-minded musical taste, you'd probably like them. If you like John Lennon, and so you could appreciate stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure I could because I actually go out of my way to keep my mind open to new music, which is why I still listen to some of the stuff that comes out now. I don't want to get. I feel like I'm almost at that point where I'm too old to accept the young artists or to really understand what it is they're doing. Because right now, rap isn't what it used to be. It's definitely different. So I don't want to be in that space where I'm the old head that thinks that music in my day was the best, and because music is a young man's game, and they're always the ones pushing the envelope forward.
Yeah, man, I gotta for people watching, drop some recommendations of songs or artists to check out. Link some YouTube videos of artists we should check out, songs we should check out. Because I'm looking forward to new artists to get into, but there's so many and most of it is garbage. So I don't want to go searching. So you guys probably
true.
So just let us know.
Okay,
That was
so
good. My kid. Yeah.
Is your dog part corgi?
Nah, he's supposed to be a Maltipoo. Like have Maltese have poodle, but he looks nothing like one. He looks like a Jack Russell something.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I forgot his name again.
Diamond, boy named Diamond.
Boy. He's just chilling, huh?
Yeah. He was bugging me for the past couple minutes.
Yeah, that's how Jack Russells are. Jack Russells, they need to play, right?
Yeah. Didn't your dogs run away recently?
Yeah, they did. Dog.
What happened with that?
All right, so I was out. I'm decorating the backyard of my house with Christmas decorations. That's how hardcore I'm going. And I grabbed the ladder from the front. I was like hanging lights. So I grabbed the ladder from the front, doing everything by myself. And I kicked the gate behind me closed as I'm moving with the ladder. And it's kind of, I imagine moving the ladder and still trying to close the gate and everything. So I didn't close the gate all the way, apparently. And I have a dog door. So I guess my dogs had got out, went around the corner, and they were out. And I was like, oh, shit. We're supposed to do a show that day, as a matter of fact. I was like, oh, shit, my dogs got out. So they have an app, the Nextdoor app. If you are a bored housewife or a bored washed husband or a bored person in general, go to Nextdoor, see what's going on in the neighborhood. You'll find out about the mailman coming late. You'll find out about termites. You'll hear about a fight between a squirrel and a bird. You'll find out who did not pick up the dog poo after the dog when they were walking there. All this, the goings on, the petty shit. It's the pettiest place on earth, right? But also, it's a great place if you have a pet, because my pets got out and I made an ad saying, hey, lost my dogs, can't find my dogs. If you find my dogs, appreciate it, let me know. Now, my dogs got out. I made an ad at like probably about 12:30. And by about 1:15, somebody hit back. It's like, hey, your dogs are over at the dog groomers. It's like, okay. And I guess the dog groomer had posted a picture saying, hey, these dogs just showed up. So I called the guy. And the guy's obviously a gay guy, by the way he answered the phone. Goes, oh, yeah, we got the dogs over here. They just showed up over here. My dogs ran away and went to a dog groomer. They showed up at a dog groomer's place of business. Went to the back door, got invited in, got washed, got a little fake tattoo. They got nails clipped. They had a spa day.
Now, how many blocks away is this place?
Probably about 5 blocks away.
Wow.
So they just went off on a little adventure. Randomly, of all places though, a dog groomer. So we just show up. The guy's like, hey, you know what? We were gonna give him a bath. I was like, you know, yeah, let me know whatever you charge for the service, and then I'll just pay when I come pick him up. Thank you so much. Like, no, we're not gonna charge you. So I was like, oh man, hella nice dude, man. So it was kind of stressful, but you know, it turns out I called the dude, hey man, do you guys like coffee? We're gonna go to Dutch Brothers. Dutch Brothers has delicious coffee. Got the guy some coffee. Went over to the spot. The dogs were so super happy. They were chilling. They were super duper nice. Laguna Pet Spa, if you are in the 916 area code. Awesome. My dogs came back smelling so good. Super clean, nails clipped, super happy. So it started off as a very stressful day. Ended up being a great day for the dogs.
Sounds dope. How long were they missing for?
Probably missing for about 90 minutes before we knew where they were. But then he's like, yeah, if you can come after 4. So, you know, we've got some dogs to take care of. So if you can come after 4, that'd be cool. So, all right. So they stayed there for a couple hours, but I knew where they were at.
Came up on some grooming.
They came up, dog. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go back. They're really close. Like I said, 5 blocks away. Found a good groomer from the dogs. I'm telling you, they did a great job with the dogs, man. Like, you know, hey man, dog people are great, man. You know, I've become one over the years, but dog people are great. It's a community of people, and we all kind of share that love for our dogs. And you're gonna look out for somebody else's dog because you know how you would feel if it were your dog, right?
Diamond's my first dog, and I would freak out if he went missing, man. Like I fucking think about it sometimes. It's
it's a terrible feeling. And it was my fault. That the dogs got out too, which made it doubly worse. So yeah, there has been some stuff going on with my neighbor. After I got the cops, hadn't seen them very much, like 5 days. But Saturday night they were back out there, but it was still early enough. It was like 10:30, and it was a Saturday, not a Tuesday. So I didn't call the cops. Nothing major to report, but that's where things stand right now. We'll see what happens in the days and weeks in the future. How about yourself? I do understand that you texted me that you actually had something going on in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, I mean, I had a little 5-10 second run in with a neighbor who lives down the street while walking my dog. So I live in like a pretty liberal part of town, you know, a lot of Karens and whatnot.
Are Karens liberals? Okay, but let's go.
Yeah, a lot of leftists. So I'm walking my dog. I'm getting close to the end of the street, and I reached a part of the block where it's like it's just a sidewalk. So if people are walking in my direction, so we're just going to be right next to each other, right? And when I see like Karens, I'm like, all right, they're gonna be strict about that 6 feet shit. So I'm like, so I saw two white women, one not together, just one of them walking after the other one. They were just walking in my direction. So I pulled to the right into like this parking garage of an apartment building. So I would let them pass. I'm walking my dog, so I pulled to the right. I'm waiting for him to pass. But the first lady passes, and I'm waiting for the second one to pass. I wait like 10, 15 seconds after the first lady passed, and I'm like, maybe I'm imagining things. Maybe there wasn't the second person, or maybe she got in the car, or maybe she turned around or something. So I'm like, all right, maybe she's not coming. So I decided to continue walking. And when I decided to continue walking, I see her standing there holding her phone up. I'm like she's trying to take a picture or something. And she's like, excuse me, couldn't you wait? Couldn't you wait for me to pass? I'm like, huh? What do you think I was doing? What the fuck? And she's walking away. She says, asshole. The asshole is just something I made up. I just said, what? What did you say? She didn't answer. Dumb cunt. And that was it.
Did you actually call her a cunt?
Yeah.
I love that word.
Because I gave her enough time to pass by. She didn't. I started continuing walking. She's standing there. What are you doing? Why are you not walking? Why are you standing there with your phone out? What are you trying to do? The fuck?
I feel like cunt is the N word for women.
Yeah, that's why I went right to it. For
if
white
you call
women,
a girl, like, there's nothing she can call you back that's gonna hurt the same way back. Like a cunt. Ooh, it's so naughty.
A dumb cunt at that, you know?
A dumb cunt. Ooh, she can call you a dick. It's like, yeah, I already know I'm a dick, right? And nobody says, yeah, I'm a cunt. I know. And people are like, girls, I'm a bitch. I know I'm a bitch. I'd rather be that bitch. A guy's like, yo, I'm an asshole. I know I'm an asshole. I'm a dickhead. Sometimes I was being a dick, but nobody ever refers to himself as a cunt. Yeah, I'm a cunt. No, that one hurts.
The one downside of this is, like, since we're all wearing masks and shit, I have no idea who this chick was. I could see her next time, and I won't know it's her, you know?
Is that the downside or the upside? Because she doesn't know who you are. Was your dog wearing a mask?
No, but I think me and my dog are like kind of unique. You can always spot us.
You're an Armenian in North Hollywood. Come on, now. I don't think
East
you're
Hollywood.
that unique.
But
East Hollywood.
I'm like a skinny guy. I'm cool. I'm always wearing my UFC shit, and my dog looks like my dog. So I figure if you got the dog with you, it's easier to make it out. Because sometimes I see people, I don't know who they are, but then I see their dog, I'm like, oh shit, it's this guy.
You know what you got to do? You got to go on the Nextdoor app, and she's going to be telling her story, but it's going to be different. Oh my God, I met this complete jerk when I was walking his dog.
Yeah, when you mentioned that app, it made me think maybe that's why she had that phone out. She's like, let me get the picture of some guy trying to walk next to me. Let me post it.
She's talking about you. Imagine her side of this story.
Because I can't make sense of why she was just standing there for like a minute and a half waiting for me to walk. But she could just walk by and
I was going for a walk, maintaining social distance, and this guy totally invades my 6-foot halo. Him and his dog. Then I asked him to be. Were you wearing a mask?
Yeah.
Okay, I asked him, couldn't you just wait for me to pass? Then he calls me a fucking cunt, a dumb cunt. If you see your ass, like they got like in shape all girl fucking workout gyms, your picture is up there right now. Called me a cunt. Always wears UFC gear. Oh shit. Yeah, you're hated in your neighborhood now.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Hey, man, I think we got to have a moment of silence right now because COVID got Debo, dog. COVID got Debo.
Let's give him 5 seconds.
Debo.
What's his real name? Tiny Lister was his name, his stage name. I don't know if that he was born as Tiny. I don't know if his mom named him Tiny coming out the womb, but
Tom
His
Lister,
name, what was it?
Tom Lister Jr.
Okay, so Tommy Lister. Okay, yeah. I first became aware of Debo when he was Zeus. He was in a
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan movie when he what was it called? Over the Top, whatever the fuck it was, whatever the Hulk Hogan movie was. And he came on. He was in WrestleMania. Like, who else wants some? He was like, he was just like bait on his chest, and he did like 3 wrestling moves. It was all acting, and it was one of those moments that made wrestling appear larger than life. And Hulk Hogan ultimately, I think it was Hulk Hogan and Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. I don't know. There's a couple of things that WWF was doing at the time where they were kind of blurring the lines between what they were doing in Hollywood. They would have like big stars come on the show and be part of that WrestleMania thing. So
Do you remember what year you started watching WWF?
I've been watching wrestling for as long as I have memories.
I think mine is like 92, 93.
For me, it was at least 82. At least 82. When I got into wrestling, the Iron Sheik had just become the champion. This was back when there was tension between Iran and the United States. Not that there's tension now, but some of the initial tension that happened then. They had an Iron Sheik that he had just beat a longtime champion by the name of Bob Backlund. The Iron Sheik ended up losing that title to Terry Bollea, who was Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan went on the most the greatest run any wrestler's ever had was the Hulk Hogan run in the early 80s. So that's when I got into that sport or that genre.
You still watch it?
You know what? Wrestling, I'm always going to have a spot in my heart for wrestling. Right now, it's very different, but I'm hearing that AEW is in the Federation, and they're doing big things. And so, yeah, I still watch it here and there, but I'm not like an avid. I used to be like a hardcore wrestling fan. Now I'm just like, I'll check in every now and then.
I sort of grew out of it, like right before they became WWE.
Yeah, you know what? When they went to WWE, they really changed things up.
Yeah, I stopped watching right after completely. I lost complete interest after that.
Yeah, they got really whacked there for a minute. Now they've kind of gotten better at what they're doing. They're actually not insulting the audience as much, but now it's almost like a Rocky Horror Picture Show where it's like everybody's in on the act, and we're all going through it together as we watch it. And the good guy comes out, you know his chant. The bad guy's going to come out, he's got a catchphrase, you know that, and it's just like an enjoyable thing that it's almost like we're all a part of it.
Let's get back to Zeus.
Well, I think that's it. I mean, I was just saying that he made I feel like his role, he made a dent in the universe. Being part of Friday, which was one of the most is Debo. He was one of the most influential. It was one of the most influential movies, and just what you got him off for, homie, and just him on the bike, and when he hit fucking Big Red and knocked Big Red to the ground, and you got Chris Tucker going in there and saying, "You got knocked the fuck out, man." You know what I mean? Like that's Americana right now. That's ingrained into jokes, and you can always go back to Friday's probably the most quotable movie of all time. You know, and he was the foil. He was the man. I guess him and Big Worm, but for whatever Debo, you know, he had him right on it. Like that was great characterization. Played that role. Nobody else could have played that role. And just set it off in a way like, man, oh man, that one, I don't necessarily always feel sad when somebody transitions because like, hey, we're all gonna get there someday. But golly, it just makes me look back on like the memories that I have of that guy and the characters he played and just says like, yo, man, salute. Salute to the King Debo, man. Salute for real.
Speaking of Friday, I actually like all 3 of the Friday movies, which is rare to say about a trilogy.
You know what? Yeah. The thing with Friday with me is the first one was so good that to me the second one didn't hit as hard because the first one was so good.
I just think Mike Epps was so funny that the movie just had its own thing to it. I mean, it definitely is not as good as the first one for sure, but like I think it's its own thing.
It is. It is. That's what I'm saying. Like that was where I was going. Is that you know what? But as you put distance between it, and you think about next Friday, it's a fun movie. That's a good fun movie to watch. I don't remember much about the third one. It seemed like that was more of a calamity. But
And thank you, that's the movie that introduced Cat Williams to the world.
yeah, Cat Williams. I think Kevin Hart was in that movie too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Yeah, and that big buff guy that's in all this shit recently.
Yeah. What's his name? Oh man, I can't stand that guy, but we'll get into that another time.
Yeah, Chris Rock's dad in Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh, is that right? Terry Crews is dude's name, and I don't like him. And we'll talk about him another time. But
is it a person as an actor?
As a person, as an actor, I like his characters. He played Tyrell in one of my favorite movies of all time, White Chicks.
So what's he done that you don't like?
I don't want to get into that today. We'll get into that another time. But Terry Crews, piece of shit, doesn't support people when they have issues. He seems to be for. I feel like they're okay. So let's just kind of talk about a theme or something we can go back to many times. In this world of entertainment, you've got big companies, and you have talent. And the talent is usually like they're creative types, they're sensitive types. They're not necessarily the best businessmen. That's not what their strength is. Their strength isn't counting dollars and cents and doing it. Their strength is just being an artist. And I feel like there's a clash, and there has been a clash between artists and studio, artists and big money for generations. And I'm on the side of the creator. I'm always going to be on the side of the creator because I think the creator needs to be backed up by the people in order for them to really receive the fruits that they deserve for creating something that we are. Because I mean, I don't know how much money Debo got paid for being a Friday, but it probably wasn't a six-figure check. But if there was a way that he could make more money than the company behind it, I'd be for that. Or if they could have spread that out more equitably. So with Terry Crews, he seems to be on the side of the big company, and he doesn't support the artist through some of his things he said in the past. And we can get into that another time.
Interesting.
Yeah. And speaking of talent versus big company, I don't know if it's a good segue or not, but we are in the midst, and let me say you this, guys, as we start to talk about some of these things, I believe one of my talents to be is I can see where things are going and kind of see who's behind what, and I kind of can see the future a bit, if you will. And right now, the way I see the future is by asking the right questions in the present and recognizing what's going on right now. And I believe right now we are in the midst of a streaming war. Music had to go back and redefine itself. The Napster came out and you could just start downloading CDs. So do you want to go to radio, Warehouse Records or wherever, and go spend $20 on this record that you haven't heard because you like the single and you like the artist and hope that it's good? Or do you want to download off Napster for free? So what everybody was able to do was able to download all of this music that was out there, and the music industry got scared. And those businesses are gone. Rasputin's, Warehouse, Tower, anybody whose predominant way of earning an income was to sell a CD or a tape or a record to somebody, they died out. And they died out for a reason, is that they were in somebody's scope. Somebody had the scope on them. They didn't see it coming, and they got took out by technology. And so right now, I hate to say this, and I hope that I'm wrong, but I feel like the movie theater is going the way of a Blockbuster Video. And because Blockbuster Video got taken out by Netflix. Now, they seen Netflix coming, and Netflix at that time was, you had to sign up for the service, and they would send you physical DVDs that you could watch, and you had to return them or whatever. So it worked out for the most part, and worked out for them. They're a $30 billion company.
And COVID is definitely playing a part in killing it.
COVID is actually accelerating its doom, right? But if you look at things right now, what you have is, and we talked about this last week, we have a race for content. All of these content creators, all of these content providers, streaming services, they need content. They need a reason to keep me paying $12.99 a month for Netflix. They need a reason to keep me paying $8.99 from a Hulu. They need a reason for me to pay $6.99 from a Disney Plus, NBC, Peacock. They're giving it away for now because they don't got a hit.
Netflix just bumped the $8.99 to $11.99. That's a crazy bump.
They're bumping you up, right? So what they're doing is, all right, they have to do that because they've got to secure the rights to more content. And I do believe ultimately we'll be on one of these streaming services. So we'll have to figure out which one meets what we're trying to do. But I do think that we're going to provide the type of content that people are going to want to have on one of these streaming services. So this week was a big week in the streaming wars because I think this week was not the first nail in the coffin, but a very significant nail. When HBO was coming to the streaming wars, they just started their streaming service HBO Max, but boy, did they make news when they said that Warner Brothers, every movie that was produced by Warner Brothers will be available on the HBO Max streaming service on day one. Day one. Meaning that you don't have to leave your house to actually enjoy these movies, which tells me that everything is heading to the small screen. It's all coming that way. I think you're going to cut out, because what we know is happening is, what's the name of the biggest movie theaters? AMC? Are they the largest?
Probably AMC, ArcLight, stuff like that.
Yeah, AMC, movie theaters, right? If they get that movie there and they charge for the tickets, they're getting their money off the top, and we know this, right? They're getting the money off the top. So if you're a movie theater, you're splitting your profits with AMC, who did nothing to create that film or that project, whatever you're doing, right? So right now, if you are a streaming service and you own a production studio, what's the real reason that you need an AMC? You no longer need the traditional outlet. That's the old way people digested content. So again, what we have is a streaming war. HBO says everything coming out on Warner Brothers is coming out to us on day one, right? And do you know what Warner Brothers had coming out?
What?
No, I don't know off the top either.
I don't know about current movies.
So here's bad news. AMC just warns it's going to run out of money in January. So AMC is just about done. They need $750 million or to run out of cash on January 2021.
That's crazy.
That is absolutely nuts. And I don't know what production house Warner is. I think they had like Wonder Woman, Dune, I believe, which is supposed to be a humongous release, right? But no, that's all going on HBO right now. Disney came out, and let me tell you who are the contestants in the streaming wars. You got HBO Max, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, NBC Peacock, and I may be forgetting one or two. You gotta let me know. But out of them, which is the streaming service that you find yourself watching most?
I actually go back and forth between a few of them. Like I watch a lot of Netflix, a lot of Amazon Prime, a lot of Hulu, and a lot of HBO.
If you had to rank them, those what I'm asking, because what I'm saying, there's a war here. If you say if somebody came to you and was like, okay, new law, you can only have one, which one you keeping?
It's hard, man.
Like I said, man, you're under pressure. Which one? Which one you keeping? You can only keep one.
I'll probably go with Netflix because I assume they have the most options.
Okay, and I would be with you, but I would say this. To me, HBO doesn't have the quantity that Netflix has, but as far as quality shows, of my top 5 shows of all time,
Yeah, but
three of them,
I want to
three
watch
of them,
new stuff,
I
not
feel
stuff.
you. No, I feel you there, which is why Netflix is actually in that conversation. But the point that I was going to get to is that HBO has a track record of hitting home runs that nobody else is even remotely close to. Top 5 shows of all time, and we'll agree: Sopranos, The Wire, Game of Thrones, got to be in that top 5. Slide them
Yeah.
how you want to slide them. All HBO. That's crazy for all of those to be on one service, right? So that just goes to show you right there. And there's other ones, The Night Of, you can keep going, Oz. They just keep, Westworld's not up there, but I'm just saying, they just keep producing hits.
Did you ever watch 6 Feet Under?
Didn't get into it. I watched it, but it didn't rope me.
Yeah, it's different.
Might have to go back to it. So here's the slate for Warner Brothers for next year. Now these are big Hollywood blockbuster movies that would normally have cost you $16 to get into this, $10 for a box of popcorn, $5 for some jujubes or some Raisinets, and $7 for a large soda, right? You're not getting out of a movie theater for under 30, 40 bucks. Now, imagine you being the single guy that you are. You've got to take a girl on a date. You got to take it to the movie. That's $100. $100 on the movie. So right now, what they have coming out, check this out. Suicide Squad sequel. I could take that or leave it. But Godzilla versus Kong, see, that would be something that I wouldn't normally go spend my money on. But I'm going to be able to sit at my house and just stream it directly to HBO Max. Give it to me. Doom. Big budget sci-fi. Day one on my TV. Give it to me. The Matrix 4. Give it to me. Then I'm not sure if you're familiar with Lin-Manuel Miranda in the Heights. Clint Eastwood has a movie coming out called Cry Macho. Space Jam.
I just rewatched Gran Torino the other day. You seen that movie?
I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie, bro.
I don't dig Clint Eastwood. He's way too dark right now. It's too close to the end. Space Jam. Oh, and then the Sopranos prequel called The Many Saints of Newark. All of that is coming to HBO Max. So if you like new stuff, and to be honest with you, I think me and you are kind of similar in this respect. I don't like a lot of the movies that are coming out right now. And I end up finding myself watching TV shows more than movies.
I mean, I don't watch too many of them, to tell you the truth, but most of the shit I do watch, I can't get through the whole movie.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? So we'll see. Maybe HBO pulls this together and these movies are really good, but I got to feel like they made a really big move on the streaming war. So this is a war. You got Netflix as the head honcho. HBO has got to say it's pulled into number 2. Hulu is, they're just kind of getting by on being a place for like a bunch of sitcoms that you like, right? And Amazon Prime, they're kind of the dark horse in all this. But okay, let me ask you this. Disney Plus just actually came out. Did you see their announcements?
Nope.
They got quite a roster of Star Wars. Now, a lot of Star Wars coming out. Are you a sci-fi fan? I don't get the idea that you're a sci-fi fan.
I like some sci-fi, but I haven't really seen too much of it, to tell you the truth.
I'm going to give you some homework. And you don't have to, you got to get Disney Plus. It's free right now, I think, or $5.99. It's worth it. You've got to watch The Mandalorian.
I know John Favreau does it, and he's one of my favorites.
It's really, 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 really good. Even if you're not like a fan of Star Wars, like the cinematography alone, you're going to look at this and it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Like it's as good as anything you've ever seen on the big screen. It's just that good. You've got, what's the guy's name who was in, the Mexican guy who was in Narcos, the cop, the Mexican cop.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And he was in some other things. What was it? It
Yeah,
was
he's been in a bunch of stuff.
good. He's one of my favorite actors. I'm not one of my favorite actors, but he's actually like after this role, Pedro Pascal is the guy's name. Outstanding. Like no, he's fucking outstanding, and the show is just that good. And Disney, Disney right now they've got all the Star Wars, they got all of their franchise stuff like Moana, they've got Sleeping Beauty, and they've got what's all that? All the old Disney stuff is there. Then on top of that, you've got all the Avengers stuff, all the Marvel stuff. They've got a bunch of fucking good cartoons from back in the day, and then they listed like what they've got coming up, and they just got like a bunch of new titles coming to the platform. They've got the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They've got the Vision. They've got a bunch of they got an Obi-Wan Kenobi show that's coming out. Hey, listen, man. If we're gonna do this show, you're gonna have to get up, man. You're gonna have to broaden your horizons, man.
What's Omar Kenobi?
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Oh, I thought you said Omar Kenobi. I was like, what?
No. Obi-Wan Kenobi is coming out. He's got his own show coming out.
You know what I want? I want a Wire prequel about Omar Little.
A what? About who?
Omar Little.
Who's Omar Little?
From Wire.
Oh. What about it now? You said you want what?
A show about him, a Wire prequel about his background.
Let's write that, me and you. Imagine this. Young Omar's in school and he's a hood nigga, right? He's a hood nigga. He's in Washington, Baltimore. He's in Baltimore. Going to school. He's selling weed. He got guns on him all the time. You know what I mean? And then he's dating a badass girl at school. And then he sees this other gangster nigga, light-skinned nigga, pull up to the school. He's new to the school. He kind of pretty. Then Omar hits on dude. Or dude hits on Omar. Omar goes, yo, who you talking to, bruh? I ain't with that fag shit. Nah, you barking up the wrong tree. And then Omar, but think about this. Omar kind of comes out as gay during the show. Right? I'm sure the nigga wasn't walking around flaming hot. He was just hard-ass nigga. But you know what? That nigga there kind of cute. I ain't gonna lie. Right? Imagine that. Imagine the prequel. A young, savage Omar discovering his sexuality and killing niggas and selling weed. Boom!
Yeah. Getting ass for the first time.
Oh, shit. We about to be rich. Omar prequel. We're gonna be rich.
Omar on the Wire. Boom.
Great with me. Yeah, that's great. If you guys haven't seen The Wire, you all know who Omar is. You missed the greatness of that bit right there. But no, seriously, that would be outstanding.
Yeah, I gotta watch that show.
Gotta watch that show. You gotta watch Mandalorian. You're gonna have to get Disney Plus. We gotta talk about these streaming wars are really gonna shape America. Like the way we are consuming content is completely different. 10 years ago, everybody had cable. You ordered Showtime, you had HBO, you got Cinemax. If you was a pervert, you got whatever you want to get. You bolted it on. You got about $140 a month. And someone's, I'm cutting the cord. I'm going to save myself the money. So they got rid of that. I just need Netflix. But then Hulu came out. And then ESPN as a streaming service. And then Amazon Prime, they throw it in for free. Trust me. Hey, Amazon Prime users.
We didn't even mention YouTube Red. That's a big one too.
Well, okay, but they're in the wars though, right?
Yeah, they got original shows. They're the ones who initially brought Cobra Kai. They got a bunch of shows, but not. Yeah, most of their shows are not really popular though. That was the only one that was popular. But then Netflix scooped that up. See,
YouTube Plus. They're in an interesting place where I would say they're a dark horse, but they invented streaming. You know what I mean? So they are a thing that you can never leave them out. Like they are the most creator-friendly platform on the planet. So for that reason, you've got to like look at them as players in this streaming wars, even if they don't seem to be participating.
There are a lot of movies where you could only watch it on there. for like $3 or $4, you know.
Yeah. And then NBC has Peacock. They gotta look like they're a dark horse, but again, they have a recording studio. They've got great, talented people over there. You got Tina Fey, you got SNL, you got a gang of back catalog if you're NBC. So you can really make something happen with that Peacock. But I would say give them about 18 months before they spring some big shit. Because right now it seems like we just had two really big announcements with HBO and Disney. And Disney's letting it be known, like, yo, the Star Wars shit, we got the nerds on lock. And if that wasn't enough, we got the Marvel shit. So we really got the nerds on lock. And beyond that, we got the best actors. We got the best production studios. We've got 50 years of back catalog on these Marvel movies. We just bought Fox. So I think Disney is really like, Disney's not here to be number two. They're not here to be number two. So again, a year from now, I'd be interested to see the subscription numbers. Let me see. Let's look that up if you don't mind. Who do you think has the most subscribers?
Netflix.
Netflix. I think it's Netflix. They've been around for the longest time. It's Netflix, and it's not even close. Netflix has 183 million people subscribed. I'm trying to look up. I wonder how many people are on, let's see, Disney. Okay, so Disney came out of nowhere, right? Disney. Let's see, number of subscribers. Well, who do you think is number two? Let me ask you that while I look this up.
Number two. It's got to be Hulu or Amazon Prime.
Okay, so
I'll say Amazon Prime.
Right now, Disney has 73 million. So they're 100 million back from Netflix.
I think
73.7.
the reason I say Amazon Prime is because people get Amazon Prime without the intention of watching movies and
I'm gonna ignore them because I think that the people that have Amazon Prime just have it because it's included in Amazon Prime.
Yeah, but what's the number though?
I don't think they could even do that number because nobody subscribes to that by itself. But Amazon Prime members, okay, just
because I assume that almost everyone who's a member watches shit from time to time.
I don't find myself going there very often. 112 million. They're at 112. Disney's at 73 million, but they're actually paying for it, which means that they'll be able to keep creating more content and get more people. Hulu.
Hulu's got to be next.
Let's see. Hulu subscribers. Wow. Hulu's low. 36 million. Well, they don't have a lot of original content, though. They got a couple of shows. But yeah, wow. And finally, HBO. HBO just launched, but I think they're doing it. HBO.
They got it. I don't think they're higher than Hulu, but maybe
they're higher than Hulu. I think they're higher than Hulu. I think they got to 50.
52.
No, does it say 52?
No, I'm just guessing. If
you were actually right the first time.
25 million.
They're at 28.7. So at 28.7, HBO, it kind of explains their move. It explains why they made that bold move with Warner Brothers, because what they're saying is you can run over there and spend that $16 for that movie, or you can come over here and just get everything we have here, and you can watch that movie day one with your whole family for $15 a month. And that
So what?
$15 a month is actually going to pay off long term because you watch that movie one time, but now you're subscribed for a year.
So our theatrical release is going to go straight to there?
Yes.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. It's a game changer. That's why I'm saying, like, the writing is on the wall, and AMC just announced that they may go bankrupt next month. So, not that it's a good thing, but we're just seeing the future happen. And if you're paying attention, you realize that there has been a big change in, the content universe, and there's going to be a war, a continuous war between HBO, who showed a bold move there. They just got into the game, I think, in April. So that service is brand new. They're already at 28 million, 28.7 million. Netflix, who got the big lead, they're out to 183 million. Amazon Prime, I mean, yeah, you can give them credit for 112 million, but who's actually ordering Amazon Prime? Nobody. Disney at 73 million just shows you where the power lies to me. Disney's been out for a little over a year, and they're at 73 million subscribers. That's a big number.
A lot of kids, though. Kids want it.
Yeah, a lot of kids want it, but I mean, they've got a lot of great content. You got powerhouse franchises, like I said, from Star Wars, Marvel, and then everything else they got coming forward. I'm just saying, man.
Whatever could sell to kids is always going to be popular.
Yeah, and they've got that.
Yeah,
They've got that in spades.
They'll probably double that within a year or two.
And speaking of what they have is another topic today. The Black Panther. Black Panther, great movie, really good Marvel movie, but a great movie directed by Ryan Coogler, outstanding. They just announced that they're not going to be recasting Black Panther, and Chadwick Boseman is going to be the only person. So shout out to them for having that. That's a classy way to do that. That means there's probably less money going to be made.
So that character is not going to be in the movie?
No, he's dead. They're gonna. So
Okay.
he died in real life. So I think they're gonna come off on the shows. What I'm hoping for is a very big send-off scene where you have like all the characters from the MCU, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For those of you who don't know that, you've got like Captain America there, Iron Man there, Hulk is there, all these people are there, and all showing their respects for the Black Panther. Then I'd like to have a villain come through, interrupt that motherfucker, and now we got beef. But either way, you got to do a big send-off for the Black Panther, for T'Challa. I think Chadwick Boseman, man, like a fucking hero in my eyes. 2020, a victim of 2020, the fucked up year that this was. But man, that's one you gotta watch that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm picky, and I'm gonna call shit trash when it's trash. The Marvel franchise has been hitting, if not doubles and triples, home runs and grand slams on every movie.
Can you name them?
Yeah.
Try to rank them if you can.
Off top, I would put the Captain America Winter Soldier as number one. Both the Guardians of the Galaxies are outstanding movies, better than what you'd imagine. They're going to be better than what you think. And you're going to be like, damn, that's actually that good. I can't believe I waited this long. I would put those at 2 and 3. The last two Avengers would probably be 4 and 5. Shit.
How many Avengers are there?
Probably about 5 of them. The Iron Mans.
I didn't love the Iron Man movies, to tell you the truth. I thought they were good. I wasn't like crazy about it.
Well, you got to say what Iron Man did. Iron Man was them going to Robert Downey Jr. and saying, hey, we want you to be Tony Stark. And him saying, okay, let's give this a shot. There was no franchise before Iron Man. So if this was hip hop, Iron Man would be Run DMC. He would be KRS-One. He would be, hey man, I think we have something here. Like, this was actually good. Look at how good these special effects look. Okay, so the next time you drop a movie, I'm watching it. So then you go from Iron Man, then you go to, let's say, Avengers or whatever, or Captain America. Like, yo, this Captain America was fucking really good. Damn. All right, that was fucking good. Whoa, this Avengers is good too. Now you've got a track record of producing really good movies. So now your budget gets bigger, the writers get better, the actors get bigger, and everything starts to go in. But this all starts with Iron Man. But that's why. But Iron Man, I put him up there. Like, if you're gonna watch him, you can watch them in any order. I would suggest you start in the beginning and just going chronologically. But yeah, there's a lot of good movies, a lot of good storylines, a lot of great character development. Because remember this, if nothing else, for anybody out there, when it comes to Marvel, the reason for its success is not the special effects. The reason for its success is because of a man named Stan Lee. Stan Lee is the creator of Marvel. He's the guy who created Iron Man. He created Spider-Man. He created the Fantastic Four. He created all these characters, Black Panther, all these characters that we've grown to become a part of the American tapestry were created by this man and Jack Kirby. So you've got 50 years of source material when you're making these movies and when you're writing these stories. These characters are fully fleshed out over 50, 60 years. So what we see now is just what they've done is they've cherry-picked the best of the best of the best of 50 years. That's why all these movies are good. And there's so much more that we could explore in terms of the Marvel Universe. So to me, it's super duper exciting. I hope you can actually get into it so we can actually have some good discussions about these shows on the show here.
I'll check them out, but honestly, I haven't loved any comic book movies except the Spider-Man movies. Like I didn't really get into the X-Men movies. I didn't really get into the Iron Man movies. I didn't. Hellboy was alright, but I didn't really get into it. There's like all those really like little movies that came out. I didn't really get like Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. Those were the only movies that I actually liked.
Okay, so everything you named was not in the MCU. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's a certain studio, there's certain directors, there's certain producers, there's certain people who head that, and they actually have like a coherent game plan for producing these movies, and they planned them out in phases. We're in phase 3 now. So yeah, like Hellboy is not part of that universe. X-Men is not part of that universe.
Iron Man's in it?
Iron Man is, but like I said, Iron Man was the first one that they did. So when you look at Iron Man, you're looking at the very beginning of that vision, and some of those Iron Man things they pay off. They pay off later in the movies. It's almost like Game of Thrones. Like the first episode of Game of Thrones, when it was over, I said, huh, that's interesting. And it wasn't the second one to go to right away. I had to wait a week.
Yeah.
See, okay, that was kind of interesting. Then the second one came. I was like, okay, I'll check this out. You know what I mean? But it was, this is the greatest show ever. They're laying a platform. They're laying a foundation to set up things 5 years down the line, 6 years down the line, was what they did. So that's how good I believe the Avengers stuff to be is. Not as good as Game of Thrones, but I mean, it's pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
Streaming Wars coming soon to a theater near you.
Yeah. We were looking at news headlines and stuff to see if there's anything worth talking about in the news. And one thing we came across that we both found hilarious was that Mario Lopez is playing Colonel Sanders in some TV movie. The hell is going on with that?
See, this is.
I didn't actually click on the article. Did you read it?
I just read the headline and I was like, okay, it can't get any better than this headline. Or the picture of Mario Lopez with a white mustache and a creepy goatee.
He looked hilarious. He's like the oddest choice. They couldn't get like Ted Danson or something.
Ted Danson would be great. Great in a good place. Check it out on Netflix, by the way. But yeah, Ted Danson is the obvious choice there. So it's a movie about Kentucky Fried Chicken. I heard it's a love story.
And Colonel Sanders is a Southern guy. Mario Lopez is Mexican. What's going on there? That's like Saved by the Bell. He was playing AC Slater like a white guy. He's again playing like a whiter guy. He keeps playing whiter.
An old white guy though, like an old
Southern white guy, like as white as you can get. Probably Klan member.
Bro, you gotta think about this. Imagine how deals get pitched. They're at this Hollywood sex party. They're fucking high on fucking, what are they on? Ecstasy. They're probably on Molly. Yeah, they're on Molly. And they're like, somebody's got this stupid idea. So yeah, they're at this party. They're on fucking Molly, and they're at that part of Molly where it's like you just love everyone. You're like, oh man, I love you, man. You're awesome. And somebody pitches a story like, I think we should tell the story of Colonel Sanders. Okay, I like it so far. What do you got? Well, he had a love interest. Oh, really? I didn't know that. They go through those. And I think should play it? Mario Lopez. So, who does this sound like a good idea to? Let me give you 50 million to make 60 million to make this movie.
There has to be some shady shit going on. Like,
who's being blackmailed right now? Somebody's being blackmailed.
Like some sex is involved, some homosexuality is involved in some way, probably.
You know what? It's funny you said that. I didn't want to say that, but I'm glad you did. They'll blame you. But yeah, I do believe there's got to be some homosexuality. Somebody's young boyfriend has this idea. Either or Mario Lopez has somebody's wife in a sex tape. Something's going on. Going on.
Or him and the producer made a deal. Hey, bang my wife. I'll produce this movie with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Threesome.
It's like Hollywood said, how ridiculous can we be? What can we get away with? Yes, son. Can I help you? Okay, son. I'm in the middle of a podcast, son. All right. Love you, son. I've got to fix it. Is your PlayStation working? Turn it all the way off and back on, okay?
All right.
Yeah, that's going to continue to happen. This PlayStation works. I should have took the time out long ago. But yeah, so maybe that's coming direct to HBO.
Mark that cutoff point too. 209.
I got it. 209.
Yeah. Before we get back into it, what else is there left to talk about? That's it, right?
That's just about it. I want to talk about basketball real quick.
All right, do whatever you want to do, and then you can wrap it up. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So yeah, we're getting kind of long here. There's just one more thing I just felt like is kind of topical. We need to talk about, and that is basketball. Okay. So in order for us to do this show, we're gonna have topics to talk about. That's gonna require that you broaden your spectrum here. I know you don't like NFL, right? You're not an NFL fan.
I am. It's just that I don't follow it week to week like I used to.
All right, so that would be a no. And then basketball. What do you know about? Like, are you watching basketball right now?
No, but the thing is, I used to bet on these sports, and like I stopped betting on them, and it's like it's harder to watch without betting on them, and it's like I don't want to get back into betting on them.
No, I don't bet on NBA hardly ever unless it's the playoffs. But it's just the NBA is these guys in the NBA, man. These are the bad bitches of the men community. These guys are such divas, and the two of the biggest divas is James Harden and Kyrie Irving, and they both showed their ass this week. James Harden is at the booty club. He's not showing up to practice. He's keeping himself out. He's demanding a trade, and he's still under contract, so the owner has no reason to trade him. So it's just led to some interesting conversations, like Steven Jackson basically called him a weird nigga, which is great. And Kyrie Irving, you know what? Kyrie Irving is another guy. He's not going to practice, or no, he's not doing his interviews. And it's just like, what's up with these dudes, man? So Kyrie Irving, he's just no, he just won't do interviews. He's saying, I'm not going to talk to a peasant. Okay. So it's he's just a weird guy. He's super passive aggressive. In basketball, these guys are just talking freely. Breaking news: Joe Biden's presidential win is affirmed in the Electoral College. Now, this is a political podcast, but that just came through as we were talking. But no, Kyrie is a guy that was like, oh, it's nice to play with Kevin Durant. So now I have somebody who wants to take big shots at the end of games. Now, Kyrie has played and won championships with LeBron James, and one of the criticisms of LeBron James is he doesn't want the big shot. So Kyrie is kind of talking about LeBron without really talking about LeBron. And LeBron said it hurt his feelings. Interesting, these guys are so free with their emotions. So, but now Kyrie is saying he's not going to do post-game interviews because he doesn't talk to peasants. And he was fined $25,000 for that for the first time. Eventually the fines will get up to like $250,000, so he's going to have to talk to the peasants. But it's just a weird thing for him to say. It's a weird stance to take. I don't get it. Don't really understand that guy, but hell of a basketball player, weird dude. NBA is full of bad bitches.
Yeah, man. Are those the only two sports you're watching right now? NBA and NFL, besides MMA?
No, I pretty much watch. If there's a ball around, I'll probably watch it. I'll find my way to it. But I watch the big. I watch the big two. I watch college basketball, professional basketball, college football, professional football, MMA.
So no baseball.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's on my plate.
No baseball, no hockey.
Baseball, nah, it's dry. Those sports are dry to me. They don't even interest me at all. I used to really be a big baseball fan.
Hockey's action packed though.
Ain't no black people in hockey, man. I can't.
Yeah, there are. There's a few.
Ain't no black people in hockey.
There's a few.
But I just remember seeing a white dude hit a black dude with a hockey puck, like hockey stick, like in his head, like Martin Bashir. Dude just cracked him. Like, you just cracked the dude with a I can't watch this shit. Cracked the dude. I'm gonna put that on our channel. He cracked the dude with a hockey stick. Black dude.
You must have gotten suspended. That's crazy.
He got suspended, but he physically assaulted the guy. Like, that should be go to jail shit. You just fucking hit the black dude with a hockey. Like, okay, I can't watch this. Imagine that. Imagine the NBA. White dude takes cheap shot on black dude. He's getting fucking stomped the fuck out. If you think black dude couldn't even do shit.
If you think NFL is violent, watch hockey.
They're on ice skates. They're on ice skates.
It's on.
I can't get into it.
I like
They're
it.
on ice skates. They're on ice skates though. It's like, I don't know how many niggas you know that ice skate.
I'd rather watch people ice skate than run. It's dope. It's dope.
I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna do like let's just do like a survey. Out of how many niggas, how many of them can swim out of 100? You'd probably get about 39 out of 100, 35 out of 100. Out of 100, how many of these niggas can ice skate? I mean, you got to be talking under 1%. It's not what we do. Niggas don't ice skate. I ain't saying it's anybody's fault. I'm just saying I don't watch it. I'm just saying it's not a nigga thing to do. Not that it's good or bad. It's just not a nigga thing to do. We don't ice skate. It's not what we do. They know ice in Africa.
You never take your kids ice skating?
I haven't, and neither has any of the other black people that I know. It's not something that we do. There's no ice in Africa. We don't be ice skating. We don't ski. We don't.
They're missing out. Ice skating is some of the most fun I had as a kid. My dad would take me.
Okay, so here's something that people are going to start to understand about me. I kind of grew up a certain way, but I started to change. I've gotten older. I'm basically turning into like a middle-aged white guy. So I'm not saying I never would ice skate. I'm just saying that I never have ice skated. If it's something that my kids would like, then I would obviously be 100% down to take them, help them enjoy themselves, and let them to enjoy themselves with ice skating. But in terms of me watching a sport, like, in order to watch a sport, I think you have got to at least have tried that sport for it to be interesting to you. So you can understand the nuance of what's great about a guy that can do a 360 slam dunk, because you know that in your best day in your life, you could never do what he just did. Or if you're a golfer and I don't golf, you just watch the guy hit a ball 30 yards onto the fairway. Don't even know what the fairway is. But if you watch that, you know how hard that is, and you go like, "Yo, that was really impressive." You hear the golf. To me, the only thing I'm clapping for is a hole in one. Hit that motherfucker from 300 yards away and it goes in, hole in one. Then you give me, yeah, hell yeah. But a putt from 30 feet away, even a nice putt, I guess I could appreciate. But in hockey, there's nothing I can appreciate. You slamming the motherfucker up against the wall and you're on ice skates.
A nice goal. Come on, dog. Come on.
Tanya Harding could ice skate, so could Nancy Kerrigan.
Firing
when I watch figure skaters,
a nice slap shot, right into the net, past the goalie. Come on, dog. That's money right there.
I don't think I'm alone when I hate to make generalities about people. Say black people don't watch hockey.
Okay,
we don't play ice hockey.
I got a challenge for you. Whenever there's a game on next time, you put some serious action down on it and watch it. See if you enjoy it or not.
Bring heat. Wrong. Let the smoke.
My bad. And next time there's a hockey game on, put some serious action down on it and watch it.
Just throw random serious action. I'll put small action on it if I'm really betting it. I'm not gonna throw serious action on something that
put something like if you lose, you're gonna be like shit. So when you watch it, you'll be invested. And that's when
listen,
you know it's like,
I don't have enough time to watch shit that I'm into right now.
Well, but that's the only way.
I want to add something. Like, do you
that's the only way you'll legitimately give it a chance. Because if you don't do that, you're not gonna like really give it a chance. You put it on, you won't pay attention. You'll be on your phone, this, that. But if you got some like legit action on it, you're gonna give it a chance, and then you'll know if you like it or not.
I'm not at a place where I'm needing to find more hours to burn out of my day. I got enough shit to watch, man. I got all these shows to catch up on. You know what I mean? You got to catch up with them. We got to watch these NFL games. Got to watch these NBA games. I don't need hockey. I'd get back into baseball before I did hockey. I'd get back into baseball.
So you don't want to give it a chance to see if you're wrong or not.
Enough black people. Not enough black people are participating in the sport.
So you're racist.
It doesn't grab me.
You're racist against Russians and Canadians. That's what you're telling me. You don't like watching Russians and Canadians.
I wouldn't say racist. It's apathetic. I think there's a difference between racism and apathy. I just don't care about it. I don't care what these Canadians are doing. These Canadians are coming over. They're coming to the UFC. They're getting fed a bunch of cupcakes. You don't know, and then
KB
Brewskis. I like the Brewskis.
KB Bular, if you're watching this.
Yeah, he got us fucked up. So man, hockey isn't gonna do it for me. I can't even imagine a world where I get into hockey. This is not enough. I'm at this point in my life where I don't have that much free time hours to like broaden my spectrum because my spectrum is already wide. I'm already pretty wide here. I watch anime. I watch Disney movies. I watch Marvel, Star Wars, basketball, football, mixed martial arts, podcast. I got a lot of shit that I'm consuming already. You give me some brothers from the hood. You give me some Bay Area niggas that's playing hockey, and I can identify one or two of them. Then perhaps I'll watch it. But for right now, I would imagine that there's 300 players in hockey. There's like 3 black ones.
Why don't you make a difference in the world? Why don't you start coaching a hockey team in your hood? Do it.
Because I would still be coaching white kids. I don't live in a black neighborhood.
Oh, you're coaching white kids right now?
If I took the local kids from here, I would.
Hey, that's a movie, dog.
I'm coaching Asian kids, actually.
Hey, we got to
coach a bunch of Asian kids.
we got to write like a black version of the Mighty Ducks, where we're like someone like you. He gets like he in a position where he has to go coach like an all black soccer team. I mean, a hockey team. So he goes around the hood like finding kids to be on the team and shit.
A big old fat kid to be the goalie. You find this little fast kid that's used to stealing shit. He'd be the he'd be this. Yeah, I can do it. I can see it. Make it work. We can make that work. Hey, between that and the prequel for Omar in The Wire, we're gonna be rich.
Dinero. Simón. All right, well that's
all right, man. Anything else? Did we cover it all?
No, that's it, dog. That's been another solid episode of Smack and the Bank. Number 2 in the books. We'll soon start bringing some guests on, but maybe not in the next episode.
Who do you think should be our first guest? Who do you think should be our first guest?
I don't know. I got a bunch of comedian friends I could bring on, some MMA guys maybe. Or maybe we'll save the MMA guys for the MMA show.
Yeah, the MMA guys, they'll be boring. I train a lot. I'm on weight cut.
No, no one's boring when they talk to us, dog. We bring the fun out of everyone. Do that. It ain't easy, but it's got to be
How's training going right now? Oh, I'm on weight, drinking a lot of water. Sure, I'd like to have that slice of pizza over there, but I can't. But hey, vaccines coming, life's coming back to normal.
Yeah, man.
Smack in the Bank, digested content right here, live in the flesh.
We're gonna evolve week to week. You're gonna see the evolution. Keep tuning in and keep being beautiful. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Subscribe to the channel wherever you're watching and listening, and drop a comment and hit that like button. All right, respect,
and turn on notifications so you can know when we're dropping content, because we've got a lot of content dropping. We'll be editing this and uploading this, and yeah, man, appreciate you guys, man. We've got really good feedback actually on the first show. That makes me happy. Gives me more energy to keep going. And like Gabe said, like the show's going to evolve. We're just a couple weeks in, so let's see where this thing can take us, man. I think it's going to be a fun journey.
Hit the bell. We're out. Ba boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. All right, man.